What do you want, Barry? What do you want? You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso.
Is that
around
what you
it and
want,
pull it
Schwartz?
down.
You want the moon?
Hey, that's a pretty good idea.
I just want some titties.
The movie you're making me watch today is It's a Wonderful Life, to continue with our Christmas classics. Boy, oh boy, is this a classic, Jake. Thanks for letting us watch this. I really appreciate it. What would you say is your words for It's a Wonderful Life?
Man, I never really thought of too many words. I have like more like
Think about it.
phrases.
You know what?
than
Hold on.
anything.
Let's just sit here and let's
Okay.
think about it.
Yeah, just go radio silence for give me like 30 seconds.
Well, then you can swallow it.
Oh my God, it's the same scene behind you. The same scene's happening behind you. That's hilarious.
Oh, weird. Then
What movie did this scene happen in? Does anybody remember?
This happened somewhere else?
It's in Gremlins.
Is it?
Does it?
Yeah, they're watching it. I just watched Gremlins 1 and 2 just back to back. I just finished the second one just now. And
Oh,
it's in
nice.
the first Gremlins.
No,
All right. But there's another movie.
Okay.
All right. My words, I'm going to go with this is just more of a weird phrase. Citizen Kane meets A Christmas Carol.
And I'm going to piggyback that phrase and put boring.
That was Anthony's word.
Damn.
You know what? Well, that's everybody's word except for yours.
Um,
I thought
gonna
about that word.
I'm gonna say it's a sleeper, and by sleeper I mean I slept through it a little bit, probably.
But
It took me a while to watch this movie, like a couple days. This movie sucked, dude.
it
Like,
definitely
bad.
didn't suck, but
It's bad, dude. It's real bad.
it's slow.
It's
It's
so
hard, it's hard to stay focused. For
Let's
sure.
be honest. The only good parts of this movie are the first 2 minutes when the fucking clouds are fucking talking to each other.
The
Yeah.
Angel Stars. Yeah.
What the fuck? That's what?
Let's just quickly go into
What?
that. The movie
Who are
opens.
they?
We
Are they
hear
gods?
prayers. We hear prayers, and then there's voices praying for this guy named George Bailey. George Bailey's our main character, starring
Fuck George Bailey.
James Stewart, the great James Stewart.
Name
Not
6
good.
Other movies he was great in.
Rear Window.
All right,
Throw
good
Hitchcock
movie,
movies,
good
it
movie.
doesn't count.
All of the other Hitchcock
Yeah, I was
movies.
about to say every Hitchcock movie ever.
Is he
And
is he
then-
like the Hitchcock guy?
He was one of Hitchcock's top.
It's,
Was-
yeah,
is he
it was like
Vertigo?
it was like him and Cary Grant.
No,
Yeah,
Cary
Cary-
Grant's
I think
Vertigo.
Cary Grant was Vertigo.
Yeah.
He's the Rear Window guy.
Yeah,
Which-
yeah, which is great. Which is great.
I'll just say off the top, I've found an interesting parallel between George Bailey, the fact that he always wanted to be like an adventurer and shit. He never got out of his hometown. And his character in Rear Window is an adventurer. He's like a photographer that travels and goes and does these crazy shits. And then we just, find out. So it's almost like this could have been a different version of George Bailey if his dad didn't fucking have a stroke. Could have been the George Bailey of Rear Window.
Uh-huh.
Sure, fine.
Sure, yeah,
but it
dude.
wasn't. So there's
Okay.
that.
Yeah. God, you guys just hate old movies.
Broke his leg.
Old
No,
movie
no. That is
old
not
movie
true.
connections.
I like old movies, but I like good old fucking movies. Movies like Paths of Glory or Rear Window or Vertigo or movies that are good, not
So okay,
boring
hold
ass
on.
movies.
How's the movie start? It starts with
Okay.
clouds talking.
Like
to
I
each
was
other
saying, yeah,
about
it was
Bailey.
Not clouds,
well. It's
angels.
first. People are praying.
Angels?
You see houses. You see this town called Bedford Falls. You hear people praying for George Bailey, and then suddenly we see the clouds, or then
You
the
remember
clouds
the
open
name
up.
of the town?
Yeah, it's Bedford Falls. And then there's these fucking stars start lighting up in the sky, and then I don't know if we realized right away, but they're angels. It's angels. It's these two or three angels talking to each other, and they're like, "Yo, what's going on? Why are these people talking about this George Bailey dude?"
Hold on, let's set the picture a little bit better. So, like you
Okay.
said, but because if you saying this, I picture in my head, if I didn't see this movie, actual angels talking. But what happens is the camera pans to the sky.
Yes,
and
the
it's like
skies. They're
universe,
stars. Yeah.
and it just shows a giant wide shot of like the stars, and all of a sudden you hear voices.
Yeah, and
and,
it's
like,
the
there's
stars lighting
lights
up as
lighting
voices.
up,
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
like, oh well, these like what's going on?
It's
here?
like galaxies talking
and
to
I
each
was
other.
and I was like this. I
Right.
was like, oh, this is actually really cool. This
a
is
space
actually
movie.
pretty original. Like, I'm into this. And then it went downhill.
Pretty cool. It was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
You're right. No, it's anyway. They start talking about George Bailey. They say this shit. This one, they call on this dude Clarence. He's an angel. They're like, "Yo, Clarence, this is your
Doesn't have his
dude.
wings
Holmes
yet.
got real nice
You don't
pants.
have your wings yet." And he's like, "Who's this George Bailey dude? He seems like a cool guy." And they're like, "We'll tell you.
Also,
we'll
he's like a floating amoeba blob. What does he need wings for?
Yeah. What I thought was funny, they even said in the beginning, it's like, over the next hour, you're going to learn who George Bailey really is. And it took us, the audience, more than an hour to get to the pivotal point of the scene, which I'll
When
address
they
later.
fell
but,
into the pool.
yeah, when he tried to kill himself. Because
Oh.
that's kind of what this movie led to, was him trying to kill himself. But getting there, we learned it took like an hour and a half of character development for fucking George Bailey. We meet him as a child after the angels talk about him, like, oh, who's George Bailey? This is George Bailey. This is him as a kid. This is him falling in, or his little brother fell into a river, so he had to pull him out, and he fucked up
Yeah.
his ear, and that kind of sets the stage for later because
up
his
his
brother
ear?
becomes like a
Oh yeah, that's right.
brother becomes a war hero. He can't go to war. He just kind of gets stuck in his hometown. He's
Well, aren't the reason people are praying for George Bailey is because he tried to kill himself? Isn't that how?
yeah, that's it. And this is all a flashback. Like they start talking. The angels
The
start
whole
talking.
movie's a
and then
flashback
The
until
whole movie's a flashback. Yeah, up
Tony
until like the
Scott's-
last. Yeah, up until like the last like 30 minutes. The whole movie's a fucking flashback.
Jesus Christ.
That's what kind of like that's sort of my complaint is like I feel like that part should have been like more in the middle. Like they should have done like maybe develop him for an hour, and then the last second hour should be like the Christmas Carol-esque part of the story where the angel shows George
Yeah,
Bailey what his life
that
was
was
like.
literally in the like that,
That was
was
the last, like,
probably
that
the
was
most
20
interesting
minutes.
part. And
Yeah.
of the 2-hour movie, it was last
It took
15, 20
so
minutes.
long to get to him. By the time I got there, I was almost kind of out of it.
I
Like,
was
I
hoping
rewatched that scene because I was kind of asleep by the time we got to this. But like,
I was hoping that this was gonna be a Christmas Carol-esque story,
Yeah.
and
for
it
some reason,
kind of was. But
I remembered it being more like I thought that was a bigger part of the movie.
it makes me want to watch Michael Caine
right.
in Muppets Christmas Carol.
Muppets Christmas
Best Christmas
Carol.
movie ever. In
Yes,
my
I
opinion, is
agree.
Muppets
Best
Carol.
Christmas Carol is the best Muppets one, or the best Christmas Carol
That's my
version.
favorite
The
Christmas
best,
movie.
yeah, the best Christmas Carol. I would
Yeah,
say.
even-
No. Just period. Christmas movie. In my
What?
opinion. Christmas movie is my favorite. That's my favorite Christmas movie
Hmm,
Okay.
Okay, interesting. Why?
because it's so entertaining. Michael Caine's the man. The Muppets are awesome. It takes an old ass story and gives it a nice little twist.
Yeah. And then there's like the Potter character of this movie of Wonderful Life kind of reminds me of Scrooge, but they like shift it like instead of like
Yeah.
showing Scrooge his shitty life, they showed George Bailey what could have been if he was never around. That's kind of the point of the movie in
Yeah,
general.
it is the point of this movie.
That's
The
the- yeah.
angels are showing him the way the world would be if he wasn't there, and he ends up helping a lot of people.
That was just like the
The
last
world is
10
a better
minutes,
place for
though.
him to be there.
I know
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
that's
that's the point.
that's kind of my complaint is like it should have been longer, and the whole fucking leading up to that should have been shorter because like that was literally like the last act of the movie was them just like him showing the life of like George Bailey never existing.
This movie sucked.
But like I get why they did it. They had to lay a lot of groundwork, but they took way too long to do it. They took like they showed him as a kid helping the guy who worked for Mr. Gower, the druggist,
Yep.
which sounds like a weird
He
word. I
saved
thought
the kid's
a
life.
pharmacist. Yeah. Then
And
he
the
saved his
first time
brother's
I
life.
watched it, I thought that old guy did that purposely. I read that. I guess I wasn't paying attention, and I was like, dude, this guy was trying to kill this little kid. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that guy was fucked up.
Yeah.
But then yeah, they even showed like him. He met Mary back when they were kids, as his future wife. But I think what I liked about the George was like it kept like things kept happening to him that kept getting in the way of his dreams, and like you feel for the guy with that because like all this guy wants to do is get out of his town, but like all these little scenarios block him.
He never does.
He never does, even like he's about to, and his fucking dad has a stroke and dies, and his uncle is apparently a piece of shit, who can't run a business properly.
Most uncles are. Let's face it.
Yeah, so he's got to stay and like he's got to just help his uncle because his uncle sucks, and he's stuck there. And then but eventually he marries Mary, and he kind of starts developing his good. Like, he's kind of settles into it, but like early on, I kind of liked those scenes of like, I guess the one scene in particular was like
Which one? Tell me.
this
Wake
the
my
scene
ass
where
up, dude.
where he was with Mary and like they were like it was after his father passed and like Mary was on the phone with
And
some
he
other
takes her
guy.
clothes and makes
No,
her,
this
and pushes
was
her in
later.
a bush.
That was earlier.
Okay.
But that
For
happened.
People listening to this that haven't seen this movie, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Yeah.
Right. All right, it's fine.
That was me watching this movie.
We'll rewind. Yeah, like I did watch it again, and I feel like it helped. It made me like it a little bit better because I kind of pieced things together a little bit more. But
I watched
It's-
it like
it's so
one
hard
and
it's hard to-
2/3 times.
yeah, it's hard to get there. Actually, that's probably more of what I did too. I did 1 2/3 because I watched the beginning and end, and I kind of
Yeah.
skipped a big chunk of the middle.
Here's the
second time
question.
around.
Why is this movie considered a staple? Why is this movie
This is
considered a
on like
classic?
the
Honestly, I
AFI
don't-
100
I-
greatest movies of all time.
Yeah,
list.
it's like probably
Why?
like in the top like 20. I don't
Why?
know.
Why?
I
Why?
honestly don't know. I can't.
think personally, I think it's because after World War II, people were looking for like movies that were feel good and movies about like Americans like doing good things for each other. And
This
I think
isn't really a
was that.
feel good though. This is like this is a feel good movie with like an edge of darkness, which I actually kind of liked about this because it had this dark side of George. This is like
Sure.
an early example of like an anti-hero in a way. When he was clearly more heroic than anything, or clearly more of like a great guy
He
than
was a
anything,
great
but
guy.
there was a lot of darkness in him. There was
Let's
this like
go back
brooding,
to the
regretting
fact that
nature.
He was playing like a 19-year-old kid, which totally brought me out of it. 'Cause he was
Yeah.
like 36 years old.
30,
Yeah.
35,
pisses me
40-year-old
Well,
man.
they
playing
showed the
a
whole his
college
whole
student.
time. Yeah, I
And
mean, at
just
least
graduating high school.
you know what would have been hilarious if he was like if they never casted that like 12-year-old kid and it was still James Stewart and he just has like a bunch of 12-year-old friends.
He's just on his
wa-
knees.
Yeah,
I would have appreciated that. I would have been like, all right,
That
all
would've
right.
He's just
funny
on
as
his
fuck.
knees, shoes on his knees.
but yeah, they
Watch
just
that
dressed
show.
him up as like a kid. That was kind of it.
Have you guys seen that show Pen 15? That's what that show is. It's like 33-year-old women playing the 7th grade versions of themselves as 33-year-olds, but
that's
everybody
funny.
acts like they're seventh graders. It's pretty great.
No. But yeah, I mean, he gets older as the movie progresses, so it's like he gets to the right age. Like this movie, like the flashbacks
I got
happen
older,
over
dude.
years and years of time, and it felt like years and years of time as you watch this movie. They try to put you
Sure
in
did.
George Bailey's shoes. Yeah, they're trying to make you feel like this movie took 30 years to watch. It was rough. It was rough at times. I'll admit it. Sure, but we did it. We got through it.
Ugh.
It's Christmas. It wasn't
It
even that much of
reminds
a.
me.
What's weird is also it's not even that much of a Christmas movie.
It's
like
not.
it's just like
It just
the
happened to
last.
be December when this happened.
Yeah, it was just the end of the movie was Christmas, and like I was even thinking like it's considered one of the best Christmas movies of all time. Why is it considered the best? It's considered one of the best movies of all time. Why? And two, it's considered one of the best Christmas movies of all time. Why?
I don't know.
Why?
I'm asking
Why?
why.
I don't know.
Nobody knows?
Maybe we can
If
call the
anyone
mayor of Hollywood
knows,
right now and see what
hit
he
us up
says.
on mmw.podcast. Yeah, where's the mayor of Hollywood?
Get the mayor of Tinseltown on the line.
You think Drew Liner likes this movie?
Drew Liner would fucking
the
be
BC?
pissed if we
So
made him watch
none
this
of us
movie.
like this movie.
You know what? I hated this movie, and I wish I could respect it, but I have zero respect for it either.
I have respect
I have a
for it,
little
but I
less
didn't.
respect for Jake because of this movie.
I didn't
Yeah, we got
really enjoy it, but I get. I not fully, but I see there's good to it. Like I appreciate it, parts of it. I have some respect for it.
If you
Is
were
there, like,
25
what-
years
what a-
old in 1946 when this came out, you would have loved this fucking movie.
Right. This movie was probably dope in the 40s. This is like this is
Why?
like this is kind of like Citizen Kane. Like we all hated Citizen
Because it
Kane.
was like the sixth
Some
movie
people-
ever made.
People think Citizen Kane is like the best fucking movie ever, and this is similar to Citizen Kane because like Citizen Kane essentially was a fucking flashback of Kane's life. This movie's a flashback of George Bailey's life.
I would rather watch Citizen Kane than this. I'm gonna say right now.
I would watch Citizen Kane again over this.
Me
Give me
too.
the choice. And yeah, choose that, not this.
Me too. Even as stupid as
good-
Rosebud ended up being, I'd still watch it.
I don't know. I'm not sure if I would. I got to look at my list when it comes to that. I'm not sure which I like more. They're both kind of blah, I get it, kind of.
I
Why?
like
don't get
the
it.
story of Citizen Kane more. It's more entertaining to me.
I don't get this movie. I don't get why. I don't get why I watched this
I don't-
movie.
I
don't
guess
get
there's
why
the
it's a classic.
the
I'll tell you
message.
Was it
why
just-
we watched it because
was-
Jake decided to fucking pick it.
Was it
They
just
wanted to get a
at
classic.
the time?
in-
It was just a good movie. It was just like
I guess
one of the good movies that was made, and
Why don't you just choose a Muppets Christmas Carol, bro? We all
because we've all seen it. We've also
Yeah,
we
but-
gotta keep. We gotta try to at
I
least
haven't
keep
seen a
on
Muppets
on
Christmas Carol.
track of our podcast.
I've never seen a Muppets Christmas Carol.
Shut up.
What?
Everyone has. You have.
Have you seen
know
the
you
Jim
have.
Carrey Christmas Carol? That's a good one.
Yeah, yeah. Who did that?
Carrey.
Wasn't that
Oh,
wasn't that
Robert
Zemeckis?
one. That's
Yeah.
Zemeckis, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that
a
was
good one.
It is good. Christmas Carol's good. I thought, like I said, I remembered this being more Christmas Carol esque. I definitely
Yeah,
I
watched
wish
this
you
watched
would
this
have
when you
done
were
some
6?
recon on this
a child.
one before.
Yes, I was definitely a child. I remember like
6
my
years old and your fucking grandma was like, Jake, this is
Yeah.
the best movie
yeah,
ever."
probably I remember my grandma liking it and my mom liking it. And I think my sister liked it. And
Good. I'm glad
I
we're
don't
basing
remember
the movies
even
you choose.
I
off
don't
of
even
your mom.
remember liking it when I was a kid. I just remember watching
I
it.
remember hating this movie. That's why I picked it.
Yep.
The director of
Merry
this
Christmas,
movie
assholes.
was the first director to ever win 3 Oscars for Best Director. He won all 3 of them in the 30s. His name's Frank Capra. He's
Yeah.
considered like a pretty pioneering filmmaker for the early times of Hollywood. And I'm pretty sure this is where he started to fall off.
I don't know about fall off, but maybe yeah, he
Oh,
was
he
definitely
fell off,
30s.
dude.
His
He
because the
fell
only other
off.
thing I've seen by him, I was looking, I think is Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
Mr.
another-
Deeds goes to
another-
Washington, which
Mr.
was,
No, that's Mr. Deeds
Adam
Goes
Sandler?
to Town.
so the Adam Sandler movie is a remake of that movie. Yeah.
No, there's 2 different movies. It's Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, and then there's Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
Oh, both dumb names.
Yeah, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington's about a congressman. It's actually where I first learned what a filibuster was, because I remember watching it in civics class in fucking 9th grade. Because it's the kind of movies you watch in civics class in 9th grade. It wasn't very entertaining.
I got a filibuster. I had to get a shot for it.
What?
I got a typhoon fever shot one time.
I think maybe I don't know. I'm looking at this fucking. I just googled why is America or This Wonderful Life such a good movie. At the time it was just relevant, and I think it was just a well-made movie. I think
The
at
thing
time.
is that it came out right after World War II, and people were looking for feel good. People were looking for things that like spoke to normal people. Like people were probably all like, "Holy shit, the war's over. I can still be depressed." And this was a movie where like, yeah, you could be depressed. You can not like your life, but it's still okay. You know.
Sure,
Yeah, maybe.
That's
I
just
don't
a
know.
thought. That's just a thought.
sure,
I wasn't
man.
alive back then, so I'm not sure.
And
I'm
I
not sure
and
why they greenlit this movie.
You
but
know
I
what
tell you
also
if I
was
in
after
charge,
World War
it would have
II?
never been made.
After
Star
World War
Wars?
II.
Star
Yeah,
Wars,
I was
Raiders of the
gonna say
Lost Ark?
fucking Star Wars. Star Wars was after World War II. It's great.
Species.
Everything.
Congo?
Like fucking, I can make a movie now. It's after World War II. It's better than this one.
but this is like directly.
Yeah,
Mhm.
whatever, dude.
This is right.
Indiana
Like the
Jones
next year.
is about the Nazis.
True.
At least the two
That's-
best
can't
ones
argue
are.
that.
Lucas.
Is Indiana Jones a World War II movie? Can you
No.
call it that?
It's not a
Sure.
World War II movie.
Sure.
Sure, why
It's
not?
not. It's
Oh.
What are
definitely
you
not.
talking about? The third one has Hitler in it.
It
The
does?
third one is, but you're talking about
Yeah.
the first one, right?
Well, the first one's about Nazis too. It doesn't
Yeah, but it's-
actually like Hitler's not
Yeah,
featured in
okay.
there.
I don't remember Hitler even being in it, but
At
I
the
Hitler's in
rally.
the third
He's
one,
at
yeah.
the rally.
Oh,
Well,
he is.
He's at
Oh, that's right.
he gets his
That's right.
he gets
Yeah,
his
he gets-
signature by him.
Fucking punched or whatever, right?
Well, he is dressed like a Nazi. Indy's dressed like a Nazi, and he gets like pushed in to the parade, and he has the Grail diary, and he gets like pushed into the parade, and then Hitler walks up and he looks at him, and he's got the Grail diary, and he looks down at the Grail diary, he looks at him, and then Hitler takes the Grail diary. Somebody hands him a pen, he signs it, and then he gives it back to him like he was a little fanboy. He walks away, so he got Hitler to sign the Grail
I hope
diary.
he kept that because that'd be worth a fortune.
Fuck yeah, dude! What happens to the
love
Grail
Hitler.
diary after the third one?
I don't know, but that's what the new one's about. The fifth Indiana Jones.
Shia LaBeouf has it.
What happens to the Grail diary?
Yep.
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
All right, so keep going, Jake. What else happens?
I'm not
Where
if
was
there's
I?
else to say.
I mean, there was the flashbacks. Let's see. As his dad died, he took over the company business. He eventually married Mary.
So
I've
how
seen
long
what
does
I
this
like
movie
about
take
that
place
is when
over?
he,
What's this? Is this like a 20-year span we're
Yeah.
going through here?
I think something like that. Like it was definitely like
The guy
There's
doesn't
just
even age. The guy hasn't fucking aged the whole time either.
There's not well, he turned from a child to what he is now.
yeah,
He turns
you know,
from
he
turns from
had
himself to himself with different clothes.
several children later. He had like 10 kids, 3 kids. Probably oldest one was like I don't know, like 8. So I'd say this movie was at least he was probably like mid 30s, maybe 40 by the time this movie
This movie's
was
so
at the end.
boring. It's like it goes, it goes from beginning to end. It has, ups and downs. There's some character development. The story is interesting. I like the span of time,
You just
but
said this movie's boring
nothing.
and now it's interesting.
No, well, I'm just saying. Did I say it was interesting? No, I don't. The story was. It was there, but at no point
There was a screenplay written.
was it interesting. That's what I meant to say. I was
right, so-
bored. Nothing about the story I was interested in. I was just like, all right, that was cool. Okay, you know what? Awesome. You
what
know what's
about
hard?
the part?
It's really hard to write a movie. It's really hard to write a screenplay
Mhm.
and dialogue, and they did that, and they did a good job, and that's cool.
It's hard to set up a tripod and put up lights. And hey,
No, it's
good
not.
job. Press record.
No,
I
that's
did-
easy.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. So,
But like,
part's crazy.
writing dialogue's hard. And I'm not saying this is great, but they
Putting
did
together a call sheet probably difficult.
put together.
Definitely more difficult than
They
setting
made
up a tripod.
probably a lot of call sheets.
They put it together. They made a movie, and they made a nice long one. And
2 hours
it
and
was
10
good.
minutes magically felt like 4.5 hours.
They built the
They
whole.
did
They
it.
built that whole town, Briarwood or whatever. They built.
They did,
like
Bedford
that was
Falls.
like that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And technical
AKA
aspects about this, I think. Yeah, you're right.
Pottersville.
Back in the day, fucking 1904, whenever this was made.
Another example of probably great for its time.
It was great for its
This is
time.
way fucking before our time.
Yeah, but
so,
people, this movie's playing in theaters like right now for Christmas time. They're
Yeah,
putting this back
people-
in theaters.
people
You can
still
buy
like it.
tickets to go watch this fucking movie. Like, what is
people love
that?
this. People love this
I would
movie.
like to see how many people go.
Dude, I
I'm-
guarantee you, if you're over the age of 50, you probably go.
What I find interesting, I
50?
looked. I'm looking for reviews. I was listening to like podcasts today. I watched a couple videos on YouTube. I can't find a negative review on this fucking movie.
I know. This is
We're
gonna
like
be
the
only
only podcast that's going to talk shit about this movie. It's kind of
No
amazing.
way.
It's weird. Like everyone fucking loves this movie. And
I'm
like
gonna
I,
listen to something.
don't
Shit,
hate
I
it,
need a podcast
but I don't love
that
it.
argues why. I want to hear the argument. I want to hear the argument as to why this movie's so good.
It's all
You're
like,
right,
it's
that's
a
the thing. If
classic.
people
It's a
gave me-
classic.
If people gave me good reasoning, I would be okay with it.
Yeah, it's a classic. Doesn't cut it. I want to
think-
know what about this movie has people so taken.
Okay, it's not a bad
Not a
story. I
Christmas
just think
movie.
it could have been told in a better way. I think it's a good character. Like George Bailey's an interesting character. And
There was no Santa Claus in this movie.
there wasn't no Santa.
Can we just
But,
watch Die Hard?
You know what gets me
It's
about
Die
this?
Hard and Gremlins next, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes. Thank God.
yeah.
I just
we're gonna
watched
have the
Gremlins
fun
and
the fun
Gremlins 2.
ones.
And
Gremlins, I'm not gonna
2.
lie, Gremlins is kind of boring too.
Dude,
but
Gremlins 2 is hilarious.
I need to
It's
watch.
like-
That's the one I
like
need to watch.
Gremlins
I don't
on
remember that
crack.
one at
It's
all.
amazing.
And they're both They're both Christmas.
They're both Christmas and they're both on
Nice.
HBO.
Fuck yeah.
and so is Die Hard and Die Hard 2. Both Christmas.
Yep.
I don't know where they are, but
I think they're on Peacock right now.
You're a peacock.
No,
Yeah.
well,
Peacock has so much shit.
Gremlins is on HBO. and Gremlins
Yeah,
is on
yeah.
HBO.
Die Hard's on the Peacock.
Nice.
The peacock.
The Peacock.
So yeah,
I just read that all Universal's movies, all Universal Studios new movies, are going to be released on Peacock, like they're doing for Warner Brothers and HBO Max too.
Oh,
peacock.
weird. Sort of like they did with the last Halloween movie.
Yeah, exactly. That was
Okay,
the first
cool.
one. Yeah.
All right, let's
In the
get back to
pandemic
this
special.
fucking trash movie that
December
everyone
16th,
hates.
The new one.
It's just so not good.
All right, so George Bailey running his daddy's business. His uncle sucks. He's married to Mary, but still this whole time he's like, I want to travel, Mary. I don't want to get married, Mary. I just want to travel. And he never gets to travel. I don't think he ever leaves Bedford Falls. I don't think he does ever. and he wants to this whole time. He wants to be a traveler, but he never does. So he gets stuck in this business life, gets stuck in this family life. Eventually, his uncle fucks up real bad, loses like I think $8,000 in cash,
Mm-hmm.
and I think old Mr. Potter, the
Wait,
other.
wait, how did he lose it? I don't remember.
I think he just like lost it or something. He like set it down or dropped it or something. But Potter, I think he just put it down and Potter found it.
He just did something negligent. I thought he was drunk.
He was drunk.
But-
Yeah,
yeah,
he was
okay.
drunk.
He was drunk.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
like
he handed it to him, and then he just fucking lost it.
yeah, he just lost it.
I remember also being like, "Why?" Number one, why? Number two, like, how did he do? Like, they don't explain any of
Yeah.
this. They just like,
It's all like everything's very like in a weird way subtle. Like there's nothing like it's all there of like the character shit, but it's like it's just not well delivered. And I don't know if it's just because it's so fucking old and boring or just is what it is. I don't know.
Billy
But,
goes to the bank with $8,000, building a
loses
loan. Billy
it.
taunts Potter, newspaper, blah blah blah.
Potter finds it.
Potter finds the money, but says
George,
nothing.
yeah, George looks into the business shit because George obviously fucking freaked out that 8Gs are gone. Then he starts discovering all this other like weird, shady stuff in the business stuff that because of Billy, because Billy's fucking up everything and everything's in George's name, so George is gonna take the blame for it, I guess. And then George is like, you know what? And then then there's the pivotal part with something Potter says to George is like they start talking about his life insurance for some reason, and George's life insurance is like worth like $15,000, and all George has to his name is like $500 at that time. So Potter says like, "Oh, you're worth more dead than alive," and then George is like, "You know what?
Yes,
You're
I
right."
am.
And then he
Here
goes to
comes
a
the darkness
bridge.
you're speaking of.
Yeah, and this is the
Yeah,
dark part of the
so
movie,
dark.
which I think this part, like I said earlier, like should have been in like the middle, because like traditional scripts, you have the middle point is the highest to the lowest part of the movie, right? This is the darkest and lowest part of the movie, clearly, and I don't know why they held this off to like 30 minutes left of the movie, because this was
Yeah.
like this was like an hour and 30 something in.
Luckily, at this point, I was like, all right, I'm kind of interested again.
Yeah.
It was fucking brought me back a little bit.
Yeah, so we see Clarence coming down to Earth. Clarence, one of the
Guardian
stars.
Angel
He's not. Yeah,
Clarence.
Guardian Angel Clarence. He's now human form, trying to get his wings. He's trying to do all
Oh,
the
we
shit
should
to get his
explain that
wings.
too. In the beginning scene of the angels talking,
Yeah.
it said that this dude Clarence, this angel, needs to earn his wings, so he has to go to Earth, fuck with fucking Jimmy Stewart, and help him gain
Fuck with
his
him.
shit back, and he gains his wings. So it's like a win-win right there.
Yeah. Yeah, Georgie
If
Bailey
he
learns
makes
his
him
lesson.
Not kill himself. He gets his wings. That was the deal.
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah. Or it just makes him realize that his life is worth living. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So for some reason, for what Jim Stewart sees, he sees Clarence jump in, and then
Jesus
Jimmy
Christ.
Stewart jumps in, and then somehow they both get out, and then they're talking, and then he says something like, "Oh, I wish I was never born," is what George Bailey says, and he's like, "Oh, all right, I'll show you what that's like." And then he shows them flashbacks. So he brings them back to the town. It's kind of like Ghost of Christmas Present meets Ghost of Christmas Past kind of vibes to it, but it's not, because this is if George just never existed. And it's like all these people are like more fucked up. The town is not called Bedford Falls anymore. It's called Pottersville, referring to like the dude Potter just took over the town. All of his friends are kind of more assholes. They have like shitty lives now. I think his brother was like dead. His uncle's like in the mental hospital. That old Mr. Gower guy that he worked for is like a crazy drunk. His mom's all distraught because like his father's dead and like she's alone. So everyone he knows is like in like a horrible situation.
Basically, if he killed himself, life would be shitty for everybody around him.
Yeah, that's kind of the point. Like his existence in the town of Bedford Falls was important, and he didn't really realize that because he's always dreaming of being somewhere else. He was kind of like, it's the message obviously of like appreciate what you
Good
have,
message.
enjoy the
But
present,
No, it's not
like
a good
be
message,
present.
because what it's saying is that you should fucking stay in your hometown and live your life for other fucking people, and that's bullshit. You gotta do you.
Not necessarily.
think
I think it's more of appreciate what you have.
I think that's what
He didn't have much because he had to fucking live his life for everybody else.
Yeah. No, I see what you mean.
Me personally, if I was Angel, I'd be like, yo, let's go to fucking New York or LA, fucking have a good time.
No, I mean I
But
get.
you gotta
I,
stay.
I,
He
I
had
understand.
To stay. He had to stay and help his dad. Had to
I
stay help his
understand the
uncle.
struggle, man.
saying
like,
fuck
I,
your dad?
I feel like I've
saying
been in
fuck
that
your uncle?
position before. Like, you
I'm
sometimes like
saying-
you
You
might
saying
get
fuck
stuck
your
in your
uncle, dude?
hometown.
You don't give a fuck about your Uncle Schwartz.
It's not the best for some people, but some
Why do you
people it's
fucking
good
hate your
for,
Uncle
know?
Schwartz?
Yeah,
I don't hate my
what is
uncle,
the
but
problem
alls
with
I'm
your
saying
uncle? What
is,
did your
like,
uncle do to you?
They made it. They,
Did
ma-
your
the-
uncle do
they,
to
they
you?
made it seem like that if you stay and help and live your life for other people, that's a good thing, and that's not.
Selflessness?
Not
Helping
even selfless.
other
He gave
people?
up everything. He gave up his entire dream. Like that's not how you're supposed to live life.
Mm,
To help people? You don't like helping people?
I don't
don't
mind
know.
helping people as long as it doesn't fucking take away from my life.
I agree. Like I do appreciate a good follow your goals, follow your dreams movie, and this isn't exactly that, but
This
it's
is the
like
exact opposite of that.
in a way, yes, but not necessarily. I don't know. I just took from it like you gotta appreciate what you got.
I feel like
Sometimes-
Schwartz doesn't understand selflessness.
No, he definitely doesn't.
No, that's not.
That's no. We already
That's
knew
not
that
true.
though.
What I'm saying is this though, is that like you can only do it to such a point. Like you can do it to a point where it doesn't hurt you, and this hurt him
Yeah.
because he had to stay in this stinky little town.
Yeah,
Well, he was just thinking that it was hurting him, and he
And
realized
it wasn't.
that
It was doing so much good.
It was very good. It was good.
I mean, for everybody else, not good old himself.
But now he's gonna be happy because he realizes what he has.
Was he?
He's
Or-
helping?
or
he's
just
helping other people.
Appreciate what you got. Yeah, I
Some-
think
some
because
people,
like
Schwartz,
the kids, the
would
family.
rather help others
Yeah.
than like themselves. Some people are,
this-
are
you know,
selfless.
I think
I
that
knew
you can
Schwartz
help
would have
others.
no way of relating to this character.
I
You're more
think
of a
even-
bad. You're more of a bad lieutenant kind of guy. I get that. You're not a George Bailey guy. I get that.
Maybe Bad Lieutenant's the sequel to this movie, and it's if George Bailey left town and let everybody rot.
Right.
You guys remember what that movie's about? I have no idea.
It wasn't
See-
about anything. It was about a shitty guy just doing shitty things. Bad Lieutenant. It could have had a
Not gonna
plot, but it
lie.
did not.
I would watch Bad Lieutenant 20 times before I watch this movie again.
You think
Nah,
Mr.
it's-
Potter's related to Harry? You think this is like a prequel to
I
Harry
almost
Potter
made
and
that
the
joke like 3
Sorcerer's Stone?
times, and I decided against it.
What?
Good call.
I almost made
Schwartz.
that joke like 3 times. I almost said, "Is this Harold Potter related to Harry Potter?" But I
Henry
just said,
Potter.
Oh, you know what is
Harold
funny?
Henry, who gives a shit?
Bert and Ernie came from those names came from this movie. There's two characters named Bert and Ernie, and they were like there was like the cop and the taxi driver.
That's the coolest thing about this movie.
Yeah, totally. I just picked up on that when I was watching. I thought
You
that was
just
funny.
made that up, dude.
Bert and Ernie, no, dude. Like, well, maybe that not
Well,
that's not a fact.
directly.
You're just making
I would,
that
I'd
up.
have to assume they're
Frank
definitely two
Phelan
characters.
as Ernie and Ward Bond as Bert.
Wait a second. So that's not a fact? You didn't read that in like IMDb? You just decided that it's
I just
probably a thing?
assumed that's where they got it
Oh
from.
my god, that's such fake
What?
news.
Did I say that's where they got it from?
Yes, you
said
did. You
that.
just said
you
that.
said that.
I
like
said
it
that's
was a
directly
fact,
where they got
dude.
it from.
Yes,
You
Oh.
said that was a
You just
fact.
said
Oh, I
that.
just assumed that's where they got it from. As well.
Oh my god.
Assuming
my
and
goodness.
reporting the news is the same thing these days, and you know that.
Hey, you right. You right.
Opinions and news, same. Opinions and facts, same things.
Hmm.
Everyone knows that.
God damn it.
This is America.
Bert and Ernie.
Yeah. So George,
According
yeah,
to writer John
tried to kill
Stone, the
himself, didn't
relationship
work.
between Bert and Ernie reflect a real-life relationship between Oz and Henson. Although their names were commonly believed to have been drawn from those of two minor characters in Frank Capra's film "It's a Wonderful Life," sources
they were.
within the Sesame Street production team suggest that that's bullshit.
confirm that is true.
No, it's bullshit.
The identical names are simply coincidental.
Well, I'm reading something right now that it is a fact that
Oh, weird.
the Sesame Street characters, Bert and Ernie.
Oh, yeah,
were
this one
named
says
after
Jake's
two-
right.
This one right here says Jake is fake
Fuck Bert,
reading something.
Fuck Ernie.
They
Fuck
did
Frank
each
Capra.
other.
Fuck this movie. Terrible choice.
What about Frank Oz?
Love Oz.
Frank Oz is pretty good.
Love
as a guy.
Oz.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking shit about Mr. Frank Oz.
No. Did this movie ever get like remade? I bet it was like parodied or
Probably
s-
not.
I mean, obviously parodied, but not like ever like straight
I
remade.
read that Click was based off of this. The Adam Sandler movie Click.
Okay.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
I could
movie.
see things being like loose remakes. I could see
Yeah,
things
yeah,
like that. Yeah. Like how I thought this was a loose remake of A Christmas Carol, but I was way off.
So they were watching it in Gremlins.
They are watching Gremlins.
In the movie Bruce Almighty, he references this movie. You want the moon? You want me to get the moon? He actually lassos the moon, brings it closer,
That's what I was thinking of. I remember that part.
and then it like fucks with the tides. And
I
then,
could see the Bruce Almighty parallels.
in Home Alone 1, they're in
Yes.
France and they're watching this movie in French.
Nice. That's my favorite Christmas movie.
Home Alone.
Yeah. That's
Home
definitely
Alone
my
1 or
favorite.
Home Alone 2? Or
Home Alone 1.
Really? I think
Home
2's
Alone-
a little bit better.
I'm a huge 2 fan.
Home Alone 2 doesn't make any goddamn sense.
That's
What?
fine. That's fine.
What do you mean?
Why? I mean, it's for one, what a coincidence that he's gonna run into the same goddamn.
Oh, that's what you're gonna get
bandits.
mad at?
But two, what's he doing in that warehouse? And why are they trying to
Warehouse.
break in the warehouse
It's
that he
his-
booby traps?
That's his uncle and aunt's house. They're renovating.
Oh,
Watch
maybe
the
I missed
movie,
that
dude.
part.
Have you ever
I
seen
don't
Home
remember
Alone
that part.
2, bro?
I've definitely seen it. I just forgot like that was the backstory. I just
Yeah,
thought he
Home
was like
Alone 2,
I
Electric
thought he was
Boogaloo?
just staying in the hotel though. He was
They
staying in the
usually
hotel.
give good presents.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Home
the,
Alone
the,
1 doesn't
the
really
bird
make
the
much
bird
sense either.
lady the bird lady was way too similar to the garbage pail guy.
You can't get mad
was-
at the similarities.
no,
It's
whatever.
the
There was-
exact same.
It's
movie.
it's it's basically the
fine.
same thing.
But it's
But
great.
the first one's way better.
I don't know about
I'm-
way
I'm-
better.
I think the second one is a little bit better than the
I
first
think
one.
the second one's
How?
so good.
How is the
It's
second
just-
one better
it's-
than the
It's
first
got
one?
Tim Curry in it.
Tim and Rob Schneider.
It's got Rob
and
Schneider in it.
Donald Trump, you fucking
It's got
racist.
Donald. It's got our president
Donald
of the United
Trump's in
States
it?
in it.
Donald
Yeah.
Trump's in two, yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
either
he's
he's
in the
staying at the
lobby.
Trump
He's in the
hotel, yeah.
lobby. Yeah,
Stay at the
yeah.
Plaza.
Oh, whatever.
Which
That's
is,
when-
which
that's
is
back
owned by
when-
Trump.
That's back
Yeah.
when him and Epstein were probably hanging out up there.
Yeah, Epstein was probably in that movie too. We just didn't see it.
Of all the people in Home Alone 2, do you think he was the most qualified to be the president of the United States?
I mean, I would personally vote for Tim Curry any day.
I would have gone with
Curry.
the guy who played the dad of Kevin,
Yeah.
Kevin's dad. He seemed like he,
Joaquin.
for some reason, he seems like a good politician. He looks like a politician.
Yeah.
He
Let's-
just seems
let's
like he
listen.
would have been a better politician than Trump.
Joe Pesci is in both those movies, and Joe
Fuck yeah.
Pesci is
Oh,
the
yeah,
best actor
yeah.
of all time.
Joe
So let's
Pesci
not
would have been a
even
better
Joe
president.
Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci would have been a better president. I'd
the
like
best
Joe
part of all
Pesci's
those
such a
movies.
good actor. You almost forget that Joe Pesci in that movie.
He's so he
He
made
gets so
that
absorbed
he
in
made
that
Home
and
Alone
Lloyd.
1 right
Is
after
Lloyd-
winning an Oscar for Goodfellas.
I
How
know, it's
awesome is
great.
that?
Is Lloyd is Lloyd Dan Stern or is he
Daniel Stern, yeah.
Daniel Stern is Lloyd.
Yeah.
What is
Lloyd?
Joe
I don't
Pesci's
think his
character?
name's Lloyd.
I thought it was
Yeah,
Lloyd.
it's Marv and
Marv.
Marv is
Marv.
Daniel Stern, and what is
That's
what
right.
is Joe Pesci's name?
Is it Lloyd? I think it's Lloyd. I
Harry.
feel like one of Harry.
Harry.
Who
Harry
the-
Marv.
Who the
Yeah,
fuck
There's
is
no
Lloyd?
fucking Lloyd. Snakes? Snakes? I don't know. No snakes.
Little Mo with the gimpy leg. You
Pony
smooching out
Bob.
everybody.
Cliff. I
One
can
of
go
my
on forever, baby.
One of my favorite lines is that Buzz's girlfriend. Woof.
Woof.
It's just so funny. I remember like I think I saw
Movies are
the what's that making of movie, like the movies that made us.
Yeah.
I guess that like the Buzz's girlfriend was like a
It's like
picture
the
of
director's
the
son or something.
yeah, it was like I think it was the prop guy's son wearing a girl's wig.
That's all.
Which is just that's so good because it's like
an
he's
ugly
just
chick.
like I don't want to make just like some girl and then like we're making fun of her and
That's
like-
pretty woke, dude, right there.
yeah, it's pretty
Although-
woke. That's the 1990 woke. That's great.
Do you think people would get mad because they should have used a real ugly girl and they just kind of mansplained their way through that?
Oh yeah, that is kind of transphobic now. that I
It's
think
like
about it.
using it's like that's like ugly face. Like they put
Oh,
put
man.
on ugly girl face and it was a
Yeah.
man. That's kind of
fact
fucked.
The fact
and it's
that
and
this
it's
is even a
degrading to
thing is
cross dressers.
fucked.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucked.
You know what? I don't like Home Alone anymore. I don't think I can watch that movie anymore. It's transphobic.
Little transphobic Home Alone.
Yeah. We should
That's
probably
why I
cancel
stick
it.
to Home Alone 2.
We should write Disney.
Electric
Get
Boogaloo.
that shit off Disney Plus, man. It's terrible.
It's such a good movie. Both those are
It's
such
so
good
good.
movies.
They're
Have you
great,
seen
yeah.
the third one?
I think I did, but I don't remember it
Back
at
in the
all.
Disney. It's
I
like
think a
YouTube.
new one just came out too.
Okay.
It's
Have
with
you
the kid from
watched
Liar Liar.
Yeah.
The third one.
the third
that's
one?
right,
Yeah,
that's
it
right.
is.
Yeah.
Correct.
And I think they made a
The fourth
Fourth?
one is with
Great.
fucking Yorgi from fucking.
Yep. Have you
Uh,
watched it?
It's with, no, but I saw the trailer.
Then a new one
Have
just
you wa-
came out. I
Yeah,
think.
the newest one.
Yeah, with Yorgi from
Oh,
Jojo
okay.
Rabbit.
That's the fourth, not the fifth.
I don't know.
the
Oh,
Have
that
you,
right. It is Yorgi.
the one
Yeah.
that just came out.
Right.
Have you watched it, Jake?
no.
I haven't, no.
I watched it.
It's great.
Good.
It's fucking awful.
Yeah,
Real.
that makes sense.
Real bad. Like
I was waiting
not
for what
good
word you were
at
going to go
all.
with.
Not good at all. Really bad. Like
Okay.
the reason the people are breaking into the house is fucking stupid. Like
Who
what
plays
this
the Sticky
kid
Bandits?
there's no sticky band. It's like it's a man and wife. It's a couple who like have to get something back that the kid stole. So like the kid's the fucked up one. Like he stole something from these people, and then they go in to take it, and then he fucking tortures them with Legos and shit. And
Whoa.
it's just real bad. And then by
Did
the
Eli
end, they're
Roth
like
direct this one.
by the end they're like best friends. The family comes over and they're like like the mom comes home, and it's so
Weird.
bad. So bad. Chris Columbus talked shit on it. He was like, yeah, they didn't ask me about it. There's no point in fucking making he's like, I don't know why there's a good quote by him. I don't know what it said, but basically he's like, I don't know why you would remake something that has this kind of fucking reach this kind of legacy. You can't remake that. You can't remake a Home Alone. And then he said they didn't even ask me anything about it. So
The only way you make a sequel to Home Alone is if it's present day Macaulay Culkin at his age now.
So funny.
with
That's the
Macaulay
only way
Culkin.
you do it.
Bring
And you
Joe
gotta get
Pesci,
Joe Pesci and
Daniel Stern out.
They
And
got to
if you
team
can-
up and start killing vampires.
They turn into vampires halfway through. It's like,
That's
whoa, wait,
genius.
hold on, what?
Wait, no,
Dusk till dawn suddenly.
Who turned so Buzz turns into and Buzz, that's another thing. Buzz is in the new movie, and he's so fucking stupid. I was like, all right, they brought back like Buzz, like, but he's just this fucking frumpy, stupid fucking cop. Oh, it's so bad, dude. It's so bad.
Like he's still Buzz though.
He is Buzz McAllister, and he comes back like and he's in it for like 10 minutes. He's not even in it for very long. And then he gets the call, and they're like, he's like eating a sandwich all nasty, and he's like, no, the call's fake. My brother, we accidentally left him alone like 20 years ago, and now he prank calls us all the time. So fucking stupid, dude. Real bad. Worse than this movie. I would watch this movie 10 times. I'd watch It's a Wonderful Life 10 times.
I will
Really?
Over
that's
the
gotta be-
I will
newest
not
Home
watch the
Alone.
newest then. Damn.
Just don't even watch it.
I don't really. It's like one of those like sometimes I don't even want to watch sequels or
bad.
remakes to some shit because I just like I don't even want to acknowledge their existence.
I was confused as to why it's so
Yeah.
bad. I'm still confused.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why like I'm not sure if I saw the third one. I feel like I probably have, but like I
Third
also
one's
feel
better
like it
than
could
this one.
be one of those like I just don't even want to watch. Didn't French Stewart wasn't he like one of the break-in guys, or was that even a different one?
Is
Who
French
the fuck
Stewart?
is French Stewart?
He's like the
is that-
squinty-eyed guy from Third Rock from the Sun.
That's
Wow, that guy's
not
hilarious. on Third Rock from the
JGL?
Sun.
Yeah, he's
is
like
JGL
the-
French Stewart?
No. JGL's JGL.
Oh,
Yeah.
Playing French Stewart.
No, French
Oh.
Stewart was like his uncle
it was his alter
or,
ego.
or something. He was like the spiky-haired, like
Third Rock from the Sun
squinty-eyed
is
guy.
pretty
French
hilarious.
Stewart was an alien.
Yeah.
They were all aliens.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Part of the alien family. Yes.
Okay.
But he was like he was one of the breaker in guys. He was like one of the Sticky Bandit versions in a sequel. I just don't know if it was the third one.
It
I
was
feel like
probably
they
the
made a
third one.
fourth. I thought they did, and then I thought this new one's the fifth, but I could be wrong.
I don't know.
Technicalities. Who knows?
What movie were we talking about again? Home Alone or
Home
It's a
Alone.
Wonderful Life?
It diverted to Home Alone because we never, this is
You know
my
what?
way. This
That's
was
right.
my way of.
We have just been
sneaking
talking
in a
about Home Alone.
Should we just
episode.
analyze Home Alone right now because it is a Christmas movie and say fuck this movie?
We are what?
Yeah.
Kind of did, huh?
We are
So
talking about it.
the movie starts with Joe Pesci dressed as a cop, and he's standing in, and then there's a guy who has pizza, and they're waiting for the money.
Is
And-
made from mustard seeds. Stuart. The answer, of course, is onions. I'll take condiments for 800.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Not the right answer.
That's
I'll
not
take
French
anal
Stewart.
bum cover for 200. It's album cover.
Turd Ferguson.
But yeah,
It's funny hat.
Home Alone's definitely the one movie I definitely watch every year.
I
haven't
watch
watched
it
yet
once
this year,
once
but
every couple of months.
yeah. I
Yes,
definitely
Joe
watch it every
Pesci in the
Christmas.
house. We got our lights on timers, locks on our doors. I mean, what else can we do? It's
Right.
terrible. I mean, it's a stupid movie.
It's not.
Both of them are stupid
yeah,
fucking
it's-
movies.
Again,
but the
they're
thing is
kids
that
movies. They're
it's
simple.
purely entertaining though. It's super
So good.
entertaining.
And all kids movies are like super simple plots.
Macaulay
very convenient.
Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin, yeah. It was
Macaulay Culkin.
it's great. Whoa.
I mean, I
he's
personally think
made
that the
this
Sticky
movie.
Bandits make those
sure.
movies, but
all of them.
Sure.
All
But
like
also
even
Macaulay Culkin's. He was like
Catherine O'Hara's the mom. She's
standout
great.
She's
fucking.
great.
John
child
Candy has a
actor.
John
cameo in
Candy's
it.
yeah.
Yeah. What was the
John
dad's name? He's even good.
Michael McKean.
Yeah. A young Rory Culkin, who's great.
Yeah, he's the
Speaking of
little
Succession
nephew.
earlier, I don't know if we
Yeah.
did in the podcast.
What?
We were talking
He's
about.
in. Oh,
Yeah,
is he?
He's the little cousin with
he's
the
that
with
wets the bed?
glasses.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
gotta sleep with
He's
Fuller.
the
You gotta
bedwetter.
That's
wet the bed.
Rory.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it is,
Rory.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Rory's Fuller. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's
The
full of
Culkins.
greatness. Yeah, the Culkins.
God bless him.
For sure.
Macaulay's doing great.
I know.
Those
Every once in a
movies
while,
are
he'll
great.
pop up on a podcast, Macaulay Culkin, and he's just like fun to listen to because he's just like, I just live, man. I don't know. He's just like happy and like does his
He's
own
living off
thing.
that
and,
fucking Home Alone money
oh
too.
yeah, probably still making. Like I'll give
Yo,
him. He's making money off
Every
me. 'cause I watch that
Christmas he
shit
just
all the
makes
time.
$1 million.
Probably.
I read that the cast of Friends will make $10 million each a year for the rest of their lives because of that show. That's crazy.
That's sick.
That's crazy.
That's pretty
That means
good, I
that,
guess.
that means that Big Bang Theory and like Seinfeld and fucking The Office are probably
Like
all the
anything in
same.
syndication.
Yeah,
you're
that's
set.
why
Yeah, but that's a
Seinfeld just
lot.
does whatever he wants. Like Seinfeld's a perfect example of like I'll work sometimes and
Yeah.
then and he'll like do like one of each type of media and he'll be like I did a movie. I'm gonna do another stand-up thing.
That's why you got to get on
I did a
TV.
reality show.
We got to
like,
become actors. We got
Yeah.
to get on 2 successful TV shows. Just small
one.
parts.
Just need one.
Yeah, but 2. Come on.
Yeah.
come on.
Get a couple of fucking syndications. Just
I
get
mean,
those
look at fucking
checks in the
look
mail.
at Larry David and Jerry Seinfeld too. They got the Netflix money like 10 or the what were they on before Netflix? They were on something else. One other streamer before.
Seinfeld.
Yeah,
The
they
show
were on. Oh, they were
Seinfeld?
on Netflix, and now they're on HBO, or vice versa. And for both times, or no, they got syndication on whatever channels when the shit went down, and they got like
Mhm.
$500,000. Each got like 250 million, and then for Netflix, they each got another 250 million. Larry David and him,
And
so
they're still
that's
working.
Crazy. Yeah, Larry David probably
Still
makes millions of
banking
dollars
money.
off of fucking Curb too.
Yeah. Curb's fucking great.
Curb's better than Seinfeld, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. Hard to say there.
I think if Seinfeld was on HBO, it would be just like Curb.
Probably. I think that's part of it. I think like there's the time and like the what it's
The
on.
ratings
Like
too, like the
yeah,
it's
it's all
a
every yeah,
PG-13
it's
as opposed to R.
right. Everything is a little different because like
Yeah.
it was network versus cable and
Mm-hmm.
90s and versus now, so it's like it's a whole different thing. But
It
they're
is.
both great, clearly.
Anyway, what else about It's a Wonderful Life? we just haven't talked about it for at least.
I don't
20
know. I mean,
minutes.
we got through the movie, right? We got through the George
hope
Bailey
so.
jumped off the
Let's-
bridge.
Sum up the ending for us, Jake.
Yeah, George Bailey jumped off the bridge. Everything was
No, he-
fucked. I think I talked about
He
that.
jumped off the bridge.
Yeah, he jumped off the bridge. Well, he tried to save Clarence, but they both ended up in
Clarence
the
jumped off the bridge.
river. Yeah, and then George Bailey jumped in too, but then they got out, and then then the whole stuff happened. He goes to the bar. Everyone was bad. Everything sucked. And eventually he realizes he wants his life back, and he begs for it, and he gets his life back. And everyone's cool, and everything's great. And then the whole
Terrible
town,
explanation.
and then the whole town.
Yeah, you lost me, dude.
You tell me what happened then.
I'm not gonna lie. I
fucking
don't.
saw it.
After about 30 minutes in, I just blanked out.
What?
Yeah, I blacked out.
Well,
Well, yeah, he
I-
goes
You
to
want me
the
to get
bridge. He
specific?
goes to the
Yeah.
bridge. When he goes to the bridge, Clarence dives into the water. George rescues him. Here, I got it up right here. Clarence shows him the timeline of George. If
Yeah.
George was never there, where Mr. Gower fucks up, like George wasn't there to save him.
Yep.
And then, like, basically, everything good that George does wouldn't have happened in
should have been
if
worse.
he wasn't there. But also, like, not really. Like, that's not how time works. That's not how continual. Like, that's not how timelines work. That's not how the butterfly effect works. They obviously never seen the butterfly effect. where
No, they
one
didn't.
little
They came
change
way
affects
later.
everything. Like that's not
I
how
mean,
it works.
if you're going according to the Cloud Atlas timeline, that kind of is how.
No,
it works.
one little change affects
no, it's
everything.
not. Cloud Atlas is dumb as fuck.
He wasn't
Cloud
there,
Atlas
so
is
all
gonna
this
be
other
one of the
shit
picks
happened.
soon.
So everything that he fixed didn't happen. The bank went under. Mr.
Yeah.
Gower fucked up.
I think his brother died. Yeah, his brother died when he was like, a
yeah,
kid,
he discovers his brother's grave.
which was another
in
reference
the,
to Christmas Carol.
Yeah, and Back to the Future.
Because another one. True. Good call.
Another timeline thing. Yeah, see,
Yeah.
that's how time works. Not really.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
this
holes
was
in Back to the
this
Future.
was similar to when Marty went back to the present after he fucked up the past because he went to a darker future.
Kinda,
slash
yeah.
Present. This was like if Biff was rich
Yep.
storyline. This was
Potterville.
essentially Potterville was essentially
Biff
the
Land or whatever.
85 altered version of Back to the Future 2
Oh,
to make it simple. That simplified it, right? Yes, cool.
Who cares?
Yeah. But yeah, Pottersville sucked because clearly there was no George, so his brother died.
yeah.
Then his father still died from a stroke, and then the brother
died, brother
and then his
died,
uncle
drug is
sucked.
fucked up, uncle raped
and
somebody.
Then he went to the insane asylum, and the business went under. Then the mom is sad and lonely, and Potter took over the town. Clearly, changing the name to Pottersville, and the bartender was an asshole. And
Mary's all fucked up.
yeah, Mary's all fucked up.
She's a spinster librarian.
Yeah, Ernie was fucked up.
What do they say? She's an old
Bert was
maid.
fucked
She's
up,
never been
yeah.
married.
Yeah, she
What
always
do
loved.
you
she
guys
always
think
loved
about
George.
like the filmmaking aspect of it though? Like, anything stand out to you? Like whether it's like cinematography or anything
No.
like that?
It was
Me
good.
neither.
It
And
was
I was
good.
about to say that.
It was fine.
At least in Citizen Kane, you were like, oh,
They did some
that's a
cool shit.
fucking epic shot, or that's this, or that's that. This just generic from start to finish.
Super simp, bro.
Pretty simple.
If
yeah.
this
There was
movie
nothing.
was if this movie was alive today, it'd be a dude on a leash with high heels on, walking behind his master. He'd be a simp.
Yeah, that was probably the biggest complaint. Nothing was there to really keep my attention going. Like
Hashtag simp.
it just like overall it was a decent story, but like nothing was compelling about this.
No.
And then the end. The end is he
The
begs
end
for his
other
life
than-
back.
Other than the end, I liked the end. I
Finally,
liked
he
the dark
realizes his folly of his ways, begs for his life back, realizes that he's helped all these people, and then everything is good. Everything turns out good. The angel gets his wings. The townspeople raise the money to help
So
George.
hold on,
Harry's
when
still
does it-
alive.
When does it stop being a flashback? I don't.
They
you
go
said it
back to the
before.
bridge again. They go back to the bridge, and then like George starts begging for the life back, and then the cop shows back up, and then he's just like, "Oh, my mouth is bleeding," and then that means he's like a real person again,
Yeah.
and
It's
because
like
he
the
realized
Matrix.
his mouth wasn't
That's-
bleeding.
He's like, oh, I'm bleeding. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, what happens in the Matrix happens in real life. If you die in
Yeah.
the Matrix, you die in real life. The body cannot live without the mind.
That's the
Yeah.
thing about this movie too, is I feel like this screenplay makes a lot of assumptions with the viewers of like, oh, they're gonna understand this, when you're kind of like, wait, like, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't
like,
think it
even in
was
the
supposed to be
beginning- even in the
clear
beginning,
right
you're like,
away.
wait, are these stars talking to each other? Like, what's going
Yeah,
on here?
that was some weird. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if maybe you're just supposed to just go with it. Maybe it's not clear. It wasn't. Maybe because it wasn't clear to George, it wasn't supposed to be clear to us. Not the alien, not the I called them aliens, not the angel part.
They're kind of whatever.
Angels
Though I
are
guess they're
aliens,
guardians.
Basically,
same.
are angels and aliens are probably the same
They're
thing.
the same thing. Hieroglyphs are
same
not angels
thing.
or aliens.
Yeah. So
I'm an
yeah,
alien.
the him
alien in
what form I don't think was clear to him at first. So I don't think it was supposed to be clear to us until it was clear to him too. Because we're seeing, I don't know why I'm thinking that. Maybe because
You know what? Because you got to. Because it's
'Cause
such
you got
a
to, yeah.
shitty movie. You got to think of something.
Do you think viewers are just smarter back then and they understood things we don't understand?
Maybe.
No, dude.
Are
I
we
think
not
it's just-
smart as
World
them?
War
Probably not.
II was devastating, and they made this movie, and it was feel good. It was pro being alive. It was pro helping people. It was pro a lot of things, so people
I don't
loved it.
get that. I don't feel that from. I don't
Well,
feel
then you're a
that.
terrible person, and you would have been
I'm-
a Nazi sympathizer.
Whoa. No, it's
said it.
definitely
I
like
said it.
not.
pro helping.
I
and,
know
like,
so.
Selflessness was a big key. Basically, give yourself to your country, and don't follow your dreams.
Ask
That's the
not what
message.
you can do, what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. It was a different generation. This appeals to a generation that is way more selfless than our generation, or certainly a generation after us.
Yeah.
It's just a different. It's appealing to people. It's not even our parents, like our the greatest generation. That's who this is. That the greatest generation, quote unquote. That's who this movie's appealing to. They fucking loved it. Country before self, and God before self, and family before self. Like that was their mentality, which is great. It's noble, but it was fucking boring.
I got one.
There's no
It's
excitement in that.
it's one of
I'm glad
those.
that's not the sentiments anymore.
It's one of those you can't always get what you
Can be.
want, but you
No,
get
it
what
just
you
never
need.
does.
You can't always get what you want, but you get what you need.
It's stupid. This is stupid.
Whatever.
Life is what
It's a
happens when you're making
stupid
other plans. It's a
line of
cliche.
words.
It's a cliche movie. It's kind of
Sure.
all it was.
We
But
should've
yeah,
watched
the
Ferris
message was
Bueller.
be selfless, appreciate what you got. If sometimes things don't work out as planned, but they work out in the end still,
Maybe.
maybe
I'm Ron Burgundy.
go fuck
Should
yourself.
we rank
San
it, or should
Diego.
we just
Just
delete
rank
this
it.
episode?
I'm telling you right now, last one on the list, whatever the last number is, that's where it's going
Oh
on my
my
list.
god, you're just throwing it bottom down.
Last one.
It's definitely
Alright,
better
dog.
than Cool Hand Luke.
You know what? Last one. Put it last.
I got you,
Put it
dude.
last.
I'm putting it last.
Put it
Mark
last.
Mark it
at
8,
0, dude.
Market 8, dude.
Mark at 77.
Seven.
This
That's
is
how
why
many movies
we
it's
need
been.
we need just a number system for our movies. This list is ridiculous.
It's getting ridiculous. It's getting too like
I'm just gonna
hard to
start.
wrap my head
I'm
around.
gonna start
of,
giving
like,
my movies a ranking.
Shit doesn't even make
number-wise.
sense sometimes. Yeah,
I'm gonna just give them numbers.
because there's some
They are-
shit
they are
where I'm
numbered.
like,
What the
but
fuck are
this
you
movie's
talking
way
about?
better than this movie.
No,
and
I'm
it's
gonna
like
give
10
it
spots
like
below.
I'm gonna give it like an amount of stars or something. I'm just gonna do it differently.
Yeah, and I mean, if maybe that'll help you rank the overall,
Possibly.
or we should maybe just figure out a better.
That's just what I'm doing. I'm just gonna start
Overall.
doing it differently.
Why do we even have
Give
to
a
do
fuck
overall?
what
Why
you
can't
do.
this every movie just be what it is? You know? Why don't we do
I don't know.
that?
The ranking was fun for a while, and now
That's
it's
what I'm
getting.
saying. The list is
know.
just is ridiculous. I'm good. That's what I'm saying. You guys do whatever you want. You do you, boo boo.
You know what I'm going to do? No more ranking for me. I'm never ranking anything after this.
Damn,
Excellent.
dude.
Delete my list immediately.
We'll rank it
No.
for you.
But that doesn't count either.
No, we will based on on us knowing you. We'll be like, all right, I bet Schwartz would put it here. Boom.
Ugh, all right. I mean, it's not official, but all right.
What do you mean? It's officially what we think. Like, what
Yeah,
you,
but you guys
name
don't
your
matter.
official?
Your choices don't matter compared to mine. Last, whatever. Just put this last. I don't think any movie is going to be worse than this. I'll tell you that much.
68 out of 77 for me. It's better than Cool Hand Luke.
I dare to say I need to watch Cool Hand Luke again to say that, but I
It's
won't
better
ever
than
watch
Creep
that
and
again.
Creep 2.
No, it's not.
It's better than
I mean,
Cannibal
It
Holocaust.
is not better than that. It's not better than Cannibal Holocaust either.
It's better than Shoplifters. Better than Bad News. Yeah, it's better.
No. I would
Better
watch
than
Bad
Border.
Lieutenant and what? Border is way better than this movie.
Border I have ranked at 74 out of
You
77.
need to watch Border again, dude. That's a pretty.
You need to watch Border again.
That's a pretty great movie.
You need to watch It's a Wonderful Life again.
Nope, never. I will never watch this again. If someone comes up to me and says, "I'll kill Anthony Islami if you don't watch this movie," I'd say, "Bye, bye,
Whoa.
Anthony. You dead.
Yeah, dude.
Bummer.
No more Anthony."
All right, I'm
Remember-
going
Remember in the interview?
65.
I'm going to force you to watch it.
I'm going 65 out of 77. 65.
This movie fucking sucked, Jake.
Right
Why'd you
over.
make us watch this?
Jake,
'Cause it's a
please don't pick
Christmas
movies like
movie,
this anymore.
It's
And
not
we're
a
doing
Christmas
Christmas
movie.
movie.
This is not a Christmas
It's
movie. Die
considered a
Hard is
Christmas
more of a
movie.
Christmas movie than this. Die Hard at least has
They
a
all
Santa
take place
Claus
on
suit
Christmas.
and machine guns. It's great. He literally says, "Ho ho ho."
I'm sorry.
Jake,
okay?
you gotta be smarter with your.
I
picks,
should have
please.
done a better
It's
Christmas
not a
movie.
Christmas movie.
God damn
Be
it.
smarter with your
Wasn't
picks,
great.
please.
I'll
can't
do
do
be-
this
I'll do
ever
better
again.
next time. I'll do better
Oh,
next time.
You gotta do better every time, not just
Every
next
time. Sometimes.
Every time.
I feel like sometimes I still gotta throw it back to these classics, but
Yeah, but
I'll
this
do
was
better
a
Why?
classic.
Who are you
This
trying
was
to? What are you trying to
you
prove?
know this isn't a classic. In your opinion, everyone
classic.
considers this a fucking everyone. This is on the classics list.
It's a
all
classic
of them.
piece of shit. That's what this is.
It just is. I don't know why. Again, we can talk about that. I don't fucking know why. No one knows why.
top 100
Out of us
Great.
three.
Who cares?
But yeah, everything I see and listen to, it's like this is one of the best movies of all time. And it's like, why? Boy.
Same with Cool Hand Luke. Same thing.
Yeah.
Go on, Luke.
Like, what the
Even
fuck? Why?
even now, I like Network for the most part, but it's kind of boring.
Network's a great movie. though.
Network's
a
considered
great
another top tier film of all
movie.
time
Yes,
as well.
Network's a great movie.
I like Network more than this.
Yes, I will. What? That's not even comparable.
They're definitely comparable.
No way. Network is way better in every aspect.
Probably.
Every aspect.
Probably.
Every aspect.
Probably. Yeah.
I mean,
Cool.
every aspect that I'm thinking of right now, it is. So
Listen, everybody, don't watch this movie. I'm sorry Jake picked this movie. I apologize for that to all our
Sorry, dog.
listeners.
Sorry, dog. Sorry, big cat.
let's just all right. Let's start. Let's apologize to everybody. Sorry, Big Cat.
Yeah,
sorry,
sorry. Yeah,
Sorry, Danny. Sorry,
Sorry.
Tiara.
Sorry, Reed.
Sorry,
Sorry,
Reed's mom.
Davidson.
Yeah.
Sorry, Reed's mom.
Give me a call, Reed's mom.
Sorry, Jake's dad.
Yeah, my dad might be listening. He sometimes if we watch a movie he's seen, and I'm sure he's seen this. So sorry, Dad. Probably said that
Dad's
before.
like, this is the best movie ever.
Yeah, maybe. I think that my parents
Sorry,
even
Jillian.
suggested me doing this, so
Oh
maybe
my
that's why they
God.
got. Maybe my parents got in my head about this. Maybe that's why I did it.
God.
I just secretly
Your
did this.
parents chose this one for us. Is
Yeah,
that
sorry.
how we're doing it now? You want me to call my dad? You want me to ask him what he wants me to
Your
watch?
dad would be like Die Hard.
He would tell me Jaws. He would say Jaws.
All right.
Doesn't matter what. The Christmas movie,
Yeah.
Jaws. No problem.
No, I'm reluctant to take choice to. I don't really like suggestions from people, anyway. So, but
I
maybe
don't
that-
like. I didn't like
Yeah.
your suggestion.
Well, I made you watch it, and that's the podcast. We got to watch these classics every once in a while. What are we gonna do? Watch movies we love every fucking time? We hated it. Big deal. It was fun.
Just
We
watch
still
good
talk about
movies.
it.
It's
Let's just
good
watch
movies.
good
We don't have to
movies.
love the
Yeah,
movies
yeah.
we watch. We
Yeah,
just-
hey, we still had fun. Did you guys like this last hour of your time just now?
I actually enjoyed talking shit on this
So
movie.
there we go.
yes.
Yeah, sometimes it's fun to talk shit about a
I'm
movie.
angry. I'm sad. I'm angry. I have
No,
a
you're
headache.
not. Oh, you
Does your
don't.
face hurt?
Well, maybe you have a headache. I don't know. I
It's
don't know how you
killing me.
feel.
My face hurts.
Yeah, it looks pretty bad.
I'm so angry.
Nice sweater, by the way.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It'll come in
Is it a
handy when we
short
actually
sleeve
watch
sweater?
a Christmas movie.
Is
Yeah.
it a short sleeve sweater?
sleeve sweater?
Oh, that's sick, dude. I didn't even realize it was short sleeve. I thought it was rolled up sleeve. That's badass.
That is so trailer trash, but I like it.
Trailer trash.
Where'd you get that Fresno?
That Fresno trash.
Yeah, I did get it from Fresno. But I just got it at a Walmart. Walmarts are everywhere.
They would have sweater T-shirts in the fucking desert.
Walmarts are everywhere, dude.
Sweater, t-shirts, and 90-degree Christmases.
Yeah, it's hot, but it's not that hot. I mean, it's cold, but it's not that cold.
Exactly.
Shout out to
Enough
the
for
big cat.
Thicker, yeah. Sorry and thanks, everybody.
Fuck you guys.